Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, October 3rd, 2020, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be having a special call, compiling it now. It's going to address the current status of this planet in association with the civilization of the surface population. And there will be some other avenues that we will discuss in that call. I will announce the date when that call will be. Should be here shortly. The majority of our journey and through our decision, and it's basically motivated through our knowing, our awareness, and as we continue to perfect and advance our creation through our experience. This universe that we live in or exist in is more intelligent than the mind can comprehend. And understand that this universe it's multi-dimensional, infinite dimensional, an infinitely mysterious field of conscious, intelligent energy. All you have to do is look around you, not from the perspective of, I'm here sitting on this bench and looking at everything else. It goes way beyond that. Everything flows as one. If you were to take a flat surface, say a dime, and you were to move your awareness, your comprehension, so to speak, way beyond the body, and you were to understand that trillions of universe exist on that dime. Now, most would look at that and it would be very difficult for them in their physical existence, experience, to really understand what that means. Everything except for the pure consciousness, except for our divine perfection, changes. Okay? The reason it's changing is because we're perfecting our creation through experience. So as we create our experiences through the universe, we are perfecting our creation. So as we're perfecting our creation, understand what this means. Everything is changing. You walk a path one time. If you go back and walk that path again, everything has changed. You may not know it, you may not perceive it or understand it, but it is so. Flowers blooming, blossoming, giving birth, and sights and scents, and sacred geometric crystals forming perfect patterns beneath the Earth's crust. Millions of animals, birds, insects, humans, mankind are having intercourse in the most interesting positions as we are all gathered here. This is just the tiny tip of the iceberg as to all the wild, mysterious, and beautiful things happening on this planet right now. Now, isn't it interesting when you become distracted and too immersed in the physical, you don't really notice any of this. You're part of it, but yet you're not. You really don't. You don't know that. Not in the finite way. to just be able to open up our view scope of our connection with all that there is. And you could kind of, if we were to slow everything down, I talked about this a while back, and not be in a hurry about anything, you could observe nature long enough. Nature, this is what we are, we create it. And you'll see everything is always changing, including you. And if you said, I'm going to step in that river twice, and so to speak, you cannot step into the same river twice because it's not the same. Sure it is. It looks the same, everything. I was just here an hour ago. No, it's already changed, including you. By the time we step in at once, everything, including ourselves, is already completely different. This means that you cannot have the exact same sequence of thoughts, patterns, and feelings that you had last month or last year. Our minds and our emotional intelligence is continuously growing, evolving, and changing. It has to, see? It has to. We are perfecting. We are divine perfection. We don't change. With the consciousness, the pure consciousness, the God, however you label it, however you feel you want to call it, does not change, but everything else does because we're constantly perfecting our creation. So everything must change because we're all changing it. We are changing ourselves. We are changing everything around us, everything that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond and forever. Our minds and emotional intelligence are continuously growing, evolving, and changing. We're born, and literally, don't see, this is interesting because so many of us, while we're experiencing these bodies, this physical creation of ours, we are told that we're stupid or dumb or you're useless and all that garbage, that crap. And all of us are born highly intelligent beings. And we were meant to outgrow the small trousers once we wore in second grade, and truly we wouldn't really want to try putting them on again anyway. If you take a microscope, if you took a microscope and you looked into your DNA inside every cell in your body, you'd see that they all contain a sacred imprint that is unique to you. And each quantum particle of your DNA is this wild and uncharted, magnificent, intelligent mystery within it. And this mysterious intelligence is embedded within the foundation of your blood, bone, and brains. Your blood, your bones, and your brain. You cannot escape from it, no matter how hard you try. What's interesting is that the mind tends to take for granted this sacred mystery every single day. Every single day it takes it for granted. And the mind has this tendency to create habits. We all know what those are, don't we? Fall into these little comfort zones of thought, safe emotional thought patterns. And it finds ideas which label life, placing ourselves and others into tiny compartmentalized little thought boxes so we can feel more secure, self-assured, and somewhat organized, standing the face of this wild, uncharted, infinite mystery that's surrounding us in all directions. Now, the moment we put anything in this divine existence into a thought box, we forget all about enjoying a state of devotion and worship to the divine mystery. And the instant we forget about the great mystery of life, we initiate the suffering process. Isn't that interesting? The instant any of us, when we forget about the great mystery of life, we initiate the suffering process. Every experience of life thereafter becomes a challenge. And as we live from the head and not the heart, the mind is a master. It is a master at continuously getting lost and believing all its inner thought structures are real. All of them are real. And when our intellect holds tight onto fixed beliefs. It thinks life will feel more manageable, giving the illusion of control, and then the sensation that we are becoming wiser. Yet, this hard-coded know-it-all mindset demolishes our childlike curiosity, and it abolishes any form of reverence for this deeply sacred divine mystery. And as Albert Einstein put it, curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. One of the greatest mysteries that you can discover or have discovered in life is the psyche of mankind. The mankind psyche is the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. Understand what that means, okay? Some of you call it human. It's actually mankind, which means all of us, without color. The mankind psyche is the accumulation of the people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. All these beliefs form the entire experience of ourselves, other people, this world, and our entire reality. The way we think, how we think, why we think, this way and not that way, is the core network of our psyche, and makes us behave more like predictable machines than alive cosmic organisms. See, all of us, all things, everything and everything, are alive cosmic organisms. The psyche of mankind, however, has a magical side to it, and that whatever we accept as the truth becomes what we actually manifest, create into reality physically into our lives. And what this may be one of the most awesome mysteries mankind has to explore. Our foundational belief structure is so powerful, pervasive, and penetrating that it always is created into reality. It always manifests itself in every single possible outcome and experience we have. Now, the universe always supports whatever you believe, whatever any of us believe. It supports that. If deep down we believe we are not a lovable people, the universe will constantly create into reality or manifest for us the most challenging people, negative situations, and experiences that support this belief inside. If you truly believe you are lovable, the universe will slather your life with sweet, loving beings devoted to caring about you, honoring you, and caring for your needs in the most intimate, vulnerable ways. The intelligent universal energy simply follows thought. Whatever you believe about you is where the energy flows, and it's created into reality, into the entire show all around you. It manifests itself. And in this highly technological age, people these days tend to believe science easier than religion. If you can prove God is real in a lab, then it must be true, right? What's fascinating about this time frame in our lives is that the quantum physicists of this world have ventured so deep into particles that they have had to merge their scientific understanding with a spiritual context. Now, they won't share that much, because they always want to be right. So they literally, they have to, if they want to expand. When they've ventured into the deep particles, they have had to merge their scientific understanding with a spiritual context. Their practical Newtonian vocabulary doesn't have the words to explain the outrageous results they are finding. They are having to use more spiritual words and concepts to bridge the understanding of these hard-coded scientific results. For example, they have taken a two quantum particle that were spinning around each other and found a way to separate them by a few kilometers in distance. Later, they spun one of the particles counterclockwise and noticed that instantly the other particle that was kilometers away would also change spinning in this new direction. So this study has been done many times with the same results. So they've concluded there exists some form of spiritual intelligence that is communicating between all quantum particles in this universe, no matter what physical distance is between them. Years ago, quantum physicists also proved in their labs that thoughts are actually physical, measurable things. Scientists would observe a vacuum of space which had no particles in it, and they found that wherever the observers would place their attention, that was the place the particles would show up. They concluded through other more advanced studies that when the mind cultivates the ability to direct thought in one specific direction for an extended period of time, the person can physically attract, magnetize, and soon manifest an actual physical thing into their field of existence. This is a fact, everyone. This is real. It's not some smoke and mirror drummed up thing. It has been in this 21st century for a while now, and the understanding that we are literally all of us, everywhere, are manifesting magicians of the quantum soup of highly intelligent energy all around us has become an actual science in the quantum physics. And the spiritually enlightened communities, the relationship between the mystic and the scientist were separated 500 years ago. And now the pendulum is swinging back towards their reunification once again. It is our inherent curious nature to want to put labels on things, isn't it? Isn't it all of our curious nature to put labels, name things all the time? Name things, people, ourselves, create a universal law of attraction that will solve this great manifesting mystery of life. We think that if we have a more concrete global understanding of life, then we can relax and rest even deeper into our spiritual nature. Perhaps only a fool would believe that we need something external to let go and relax internally. Feel that through your heart minds. Perhaps only a fool would believe that we need something external to let go and relax internally. Why would we need to feel inferior to being one with Mother Nature just so as to push away our insecurity and strive towards a need to feel superior? Mankind's psyche is the greatest mystery of them all. All that we have to do is to give up identifying with the body, with forms and limits, and then we shall know ourselves as the infinite self that we always are, always will be. Ramana Maharishi. Maybe when science creates a machine to find the source of consciousness, then mankind will feel like a god. Yet, why take the long road? Why not just look inside your source of consciousness itself and discover real evidence of where consciousness comes from? Realize what consciousness is made of, why it exists. Relax into the greatest innermost mystery of them all. In order for our world to solve these deep, outrageous questions, quantum physicists must merge completely with the metaphysical mindset. If modern science is to make any real progress, by now, we are more interested in how our lives can personally benefit from applying this enlightening path of understanding, the great mystery. You want to know how understanding the metaphysical manifesting mystery can make your life easier, more abundant, healthy, loving, happy, financially free. In order for any of us to have access to this creating into reality, manifesting anything and everything that we desire in our lives, we must first start with believing in one basic foundational understanding. Whatever we continuously focus our attention on grows. It multiplies. And it is created into reality. It manifests automatically in our lives. With the help of this natural, powerful, magnetic manifesting intelligence that's inside everything. Everything. In the smallest of particles in the quantum realm, you could have a particle, and to make it simple, miles away. You could have another particle, they're miles away from each other. Yet, when one decides to move in a different direction, the other one also moves in a different direction. The finiteness, the infinitesimal structure of all things is just that, all of us. We have this magnificent, omnipotently powerful. This is why we're in everything. When we decide to move as particles of the existence, other particles move in kind. When we decide that we want to move energy into form, it begins to be moving into form. The only time it doesn't create for itself is because when we are so conflicted and we have so many different thoughts from the mind coming in that we negate our ability to create into reality. It's quite ironic that more people are not accessing this power within them. It's just amazing to me. Many of us are stuck in jobs we don't like, relationships that we lose energy battling with every day, and we are either having some sort of food, drug, alcohol, or sex addiction that is taking priority over any real deep spiritual devotion and exploration. And the basic reason for all of mankind's suffering here is simple. The mind keeps focusing on what we don't want, and thus keeps manifesting, creating into reality more of the same. New thoughts rarely have space to form. And after 70 or 80 years, the mankind being has wasted all its precious energy on magnetizing on what it doesn't want and doesn't have. Does that sound vibrate with everyone? After about 70 or 80 years, the mankind being has wasted all its precious energy on magnetizing on what it doesn't want and doesn't have. The only reason we're not always creating into reality or manifesting everything that we want is because we cannot keep our mind focused long enough on the feeling that we are receiving that one thing that we truly desire to have. You ever notice that? That's how important these meditations are for our ascension. It's just absolutely paramount to start to begin to focus on what we truly are. And the brain will not allow us to stay focused. Our mind, once we retrain the brain to stay focused, fiercely, deeply, and resolutely focused, we will become the manifesting, creating energy into form, master of our world. And when we practice meditation, we will one day attain mastery over our minds and actually reach a state of physical mastery over our physical world. Right now, the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. Right now, the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. And the servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world and its laws. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny. Osho. When it comes down to life-mind mastery within the great mystery, it is all about discovering the source of pure awareness inside of each and every one of us. This is that simple, obvious awareness that is always watching, listening, and experiencing everything in our lives all the time. It is the light behind the movie screen of your mind, responsible for projecting the entire picture onto everything that you feel, sense, and see. It is responsible for shining the light on every single thought and feeling that you have about anything. It's always the source of what your experience is in every moment of your existence. We don't give awareness enough credit. We rarely recognize that it's there, and hardly ever take the time to sit down with it and relax into the source of it. The reason we take awareness for granted is because it is ever present, always here, now, just like the air you're breathing. Yet, think about it. What if awareness wasn't present anymore? What would happen to your lives? Who would you be without awareness? Who would exist there if there were nobody to be aware of your existence anymore? These are deep thoughts to contemplate. Yet when we do take the time to explore them, something magical happens. We start becoming more in touch with this divine state of awareness. Whatever we focus on is what we experience more of. And eventually, it is created into reality. It does manifest into physical action and form. Whatever we meditate on results in who we are going to become tonight, tomorrow, morning. And as we become more aware of the infinite spiritual source of awareness inside of us, we become more connected with what's totally in charge of what we're magnetizing. We can see the thought fly by and see exactly how each one is attracting, creating, and designing how our entire lives unfold, created into reality and manifest. It is only when we become conscious of this perfect divine play manifesting inside us and all around us that we stop fighting ourselves, each other, the beating our heads against our inner emotional prison walls. When we stop pushing up against life and start appreciating that everything is an aspect of the great sacred mystery, we start resonating at a higher level of consciousness. We begin feeling more expansive when we wake up in the morning. We greet the day with childlike curiosity, creativity, and wonder. We do this because at the source of pure awareness, it's easy to realize that there truly are no actual prisons in this infinite quantum field of intelligent energy. Prisons are only limiting aspects of our highly creative imaginations. If you name me, you negate me. If you name me, you negate me. On a karmic level, every one of us has a unique inner emotional prison, and this is part of their unique soul's destiny. Every mankind came here to release the lie their soul was fed. Understand that. Each of us came here to release the lie that our soul was fed. We came to re-experience the feelings of being confused, rejected, abandoned, hated, suppressed, depressed, stuck in order to transcend them all. We needed to step harder on thorn hiding in our shoe in order to stop hiking up this great mountain and remove it with love. You see the impact of that. We came to re-experience the feelings of being confused, rejected, abandoned, hated, suppressed, depressed, and stuck in order to transcend them all. We were fooled, and that's why we've returned to learn. We are here to re-experience so that we can be set free of ourselves and become who we truly are. And at some point, every day, we each run into some feeling of being stuck, blocked, or challenged by something or someone. We feel limited, small, powerless, or suppressed from all of our expression. Every one of us, every one of mankind's mind already has the program installed to throw itself into some emotional dumpster repeatedly. There are many little thorns hiding in our shoes that we are unaware of. Thus, something terrible happens in the outer world. We get dumped by a lover. We end up trashing our self-esteem, our love for life, our feeling of being empowered, and falling into some treacherous feeling of being locked up in an emotional prison we cannot escape from. All this thorny karma we all carry may sound terribly depressing, yet it's good to remember that the universe is more loving, mysterious, and intelligent than we could ever imagine. There is a very beautiful yet unobvious reason why this divinely intelligent, unconditionally loving universe has set life up to throw each and every one of us through experience of emotional pain, agony, and suffering. The reason is so that we stop everything we are doing and become deeply inspired to involve in a spiritual dimension. The spiritual path is the only way we can remove all our thorns, break out of our thick mental, emotional prisons. The only problem is that the mind tends to get lazy and wrapped up in the old habit and would never search for the keys to our spiritual freedom unless we felt deeply trapped, imprisoned, or stuck. The mind loves to create these emotional prison cells in the brain. As such, one provides new fuel to blast off into a new experience of creativity, growth, evolution, movement, and eventually reach total liberation. So we all have these wonderfully, perfectly prickly prisons constructed inside of us. Each one is destined to create a deep yearning and desire to be free. You can reject this idea, ignore it, or accept it. Just notice what happens inside your body either way. This search for freedom is as much our destiny as the prisons we've placed ourselves in. There are no real enemies in the world. There are only imaginary shadows. The thorns in our shoes can be removed once we realize that they are also created by our own imaginations. We must move beyond the mind, through the unconscious righteous mind that believes it is aware, yet is truly ignorant and not worshiping the great mystery 24 hours a day. It is this ignorance that is our only real enemy. The mind that is deeply stuck in thought and ego and will only strive to create something new when some form of horrific pain, fear, or slavery begins bubbling up inside. And yes, the mind is imagining everything that you're experiencing right now. It is believing that your thoughts, beliefs, and all your limitations are real. It is entertaining the feeling that being financially stuck is real, or that your relationships are never going to improve, or you'll always live in the same house forever. It has this idea that whatever challenging life experience you're having right now just may be that way forever. The sensations of emotional imprisonment sure do feel real, yet when we step back from them, we see they are just a conglomeration of negative thoughts. When we step back from the mind with awareness, we can understand that we are the ones who have thrown ourselves into jail with our imaginations. From this awareness, then we can step out of jail just with using our sweet, simple, yet all-powerful imaginations. One who knows the self has nothing more to do, nor has he any more thoughts. From then on, the infinite power will carry out all further actions that may be necessary for him. Ramana Maharishi. To acquire a get-out-of-jail pass, all right, we must gift it to ourselves. To acquire a get-out-of-jail pass, we must gift it to ourselves. We must accept, or not accept, that everything and everyone in life is a part of this deep, sweet, holographic, infinite mystery. And in this acceptance, we stop feeling limited. We see how our imagination is co-creating everything, designing this entire thing we deem as reality. Then and only then can we understand what it takes to be free. And by knowing what is creating thought, we stop believing in all of its fantasies. We realize that any potential feeling of slavery is a choice from here on out. We understand that we always have the free will and choice in how we wish to interact and engage with any thought that enters the mind. And we can keep it like a winning lottery ticket or toss it away like a used banana peel. Here's the invitation for all of us right now. For us to not hold on to any beliefs that show up about ourselves, others, and this life. To choose the mystery over certainty, just because it is more exciting. It's simply more interesting to not know than to know. When we are all living within the mystery 24 hours a day, we suddenly find ourselves becoming spontaneous, free from hesitation, doubt, and barely have any fear. It requires all the courage that we have to keep choosing the mystery over the normal way of being with mankind. Yet, we are much more likely to experience our fears as some weird bubbling state of excitement than something you run from. You might even see your life as this wild, passionate birthing of random desires to engage and disengage from. And ultimately, it is a mystery how long or how short your life is going to last, so why not start embracing it now? When we embrace the mystery as a way of living life, the mysterious way keeps us truly alive. We start abiding in a state of wonder and deep curiosity about everything. We stop defining who we are and start realizing that truly we are actually indefinable. We start seeing amazing, intelligent energy as here now, directly in front of our eyes. And when we do give love, deep, eternal love and acceptance to those we encounter, and we notice what happens. To acquire a get-out-of-jail pass, we must gift it to ourselves. And the first thing that we want to do is go to a place where we're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing is to relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out. We no longer are in an illusion, we're in a reality, and we control it all. We direct it, we form it. So the body relaxes, head to toe, inside and out. Shoulders drop. Anything you're carrying, anything that you've been carrying for a very long time or a short period of time that doesn't serve you the greater good of relaxation and enjoyable existence, let it go. Surrender it. That's it. Body will respond. And as you relax the body, we move into the now. The now is what we have. It's what we've always had. Many of us spend more time in the past than the future and never pay any attention to the now. Because the mind creates these illusions where we have to get going, get going, get going, get going, get going, get going. Always in a hurry, always having to get things done, always worried, always stressing, always fearing in one way, shape, form, or another. So we let it go, we surrender it. And in the now, we still the mind and the ego mind that it literally incessantly shoots thousands of thoughts at us every single hour, minute, second, day. And we just kind of look at them and go, okay, there's another one, no big deal. I don't have any intention of embracing that or creating that into anything. Some of us will go in the past. We all do. We reminisce. We hear songs. We go in the past. Oh, gosh, that was so great. I remember when. We've all said that. I remember when I was this, and it's great, and it's great to kind of revisit things. And nothing wrong with it. Because there really is no right or wrong. Only choice. So, but then, some of us stay there too long and we become seduced. And we take the past, we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past and relive that past in that future. Not really fun. Because we feel like we're retreading, we're just recovering, going over things over and over again. Never seeming to get anywhere. That's all an illusion too. And then some of us we want to know the future, but there is no future. Only the now. In the now we create the future. You want to create a future that you desire? Then focus on the now and stay in the now. And be consciously aware that that's exactly what you're doing. You're creating the future in the now. Moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. How do we stay in the now? It's not easy sometimes. It really isn't. So we concentrate on our breath, our breathing. You know that thing that we do to be able to walk around and enjoy things that we've created? We take it for such granted. through the nose and out through the mouth. Divine positive energy sustains the vessel that holds the God within, the kingdom of God. Everything and everything. Pure consciousness. Supreme consciousness. Source creator. So the breath is only in the now. So when you're concentrating and you're focused on your breathing, you know you're in the now. And then, as we breath in, this is divine positive energy, we take it up through the center of our bodies. And it is absolutely spectacular. We choose. We bring it up through the centers of our bodies through the energy vortexes known as chakras. These are spiritual energies that bridge us from the spiritual realm to the physical realm and back and forth. This is where all of our chi, our God force energy, flows through these chakras, these energy vortexes, these wheels of light. And we just concentrate on the 7 through the center of the body. This is the chi, the breath, everything. We're like a fountain. It comes up through the root chakra all the way up over the head and then back down around. It's a perpetual fountain of pure divine energy frequencies. And we start with the Muladhara, the root chakra, the red wheel of light. This is our career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. It represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. It's at the base of the spine and the tailbone area. Emotional issues, connections are survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Voila. Physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. Now, all of the chakras are flowers, different flowers, and geometrical shapes in the center of them. We move to the sacral chakra, the orange wheel of light, the Vadhisthana. This is our sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Our emotional issues and connections are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in the flow as we create our lives. It's in the upper abdomen and the stomach area. Our emotional connections and issues are self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, anahata, love, relationships, and self-acceptance. Our ability to love. The center of the chest, just above the heart. Emotional issues, love, joy, and inner peace. Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system, throat chakra, the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate. It's in our throat. Emotional connections or issues or communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth, physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Third eye chakra, ajna, intuition, sense of purpose, direction in life. It's the indigo wheel of light. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. It's our forehead. It's located in the forehead in between the eyes. So call it the brow chakra. It's our emotional issues, connections, or intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then we move to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. This is the highest chakra. It represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's our connection to the divine. Very top of our heads. Emotional issues and connections, inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. Physical association, pineal gland, all combined, all funneled and directed through these energy vortexes, these wheels of light, these chakras. And on top of our head, we bring it there. We hold it briefly. I am light. I am love. I am. And in that brief moment, we condense it into pure liquid energy. We release it over our pineal glands. And name it however you want, whatever it looks like to you. And I look at it as a rosebud, a green ball. And as soon as I release this pure liquid energy, omnipotently powerful, it immediately blooms into this magnificent multicolored petaled rose. Beautiful fragrance, vibrant, eternal, omnipotently powerful. And there, the pineal gland opens wide, and it unlocks all the gateways to all the particles of existence, to pure consciousness, to the God and beyond. And we move effortlessly whenever we choose. We communicate effortlessly to all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, because you are the essence of everything. All of us are. We're consciously aware that we are merged, that we're all one, that we all move together, yet seemingly in the illusion, we are separate, individual. Our hearts, our heart-mind, our souls, our higher selves, our spirits, God, pure consciousness, the body, all one. We're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We have others. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet them quite a bit throughout the life. And that's just wonderful because they're a reflection of a part of us as we are them. And when we do meet them, we don't know we met them until after we met them. Now, thousands can surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. Are we them? And are they us? Yes. We have the ascended masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pal Thoth, and many, many, many more. Like the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, they are all consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Ascended masters have mastered ascension out of body and hold God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering physical form and perfecting. They're perfecting. We are all perfecting our creation through experience. And everything is experience, no matter what form you are. Are they us? Are we them? Yes. We have all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, Agartha. All of these civilizations and species, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. They come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever out there. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction, and they're with us now. We call upon all the galactics, off-worlders, celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, the form of the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every single day. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. Now, the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, this includes all the species and levels of those civilizations. You have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Zeta Reticuli, and the Feline, the Gray, the Nord, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. They've been with us since the beginning. They have assisted us with our evolution, with our enlightenment, with our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now in the billions. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this forming of the circle of life. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, and forming this circle of light. Literally, there are trillions of them. We only see about a fraction of 1%, maybe. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming this circle of light. They come in all colors, shapes, sizes, forms, configurations. We're only familiar with a fraction of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We form a massive circle of light. All of us, all of our gods, arm in arm, hand in hand, one. We're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. We're all one. We're all love. We're all God. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. The circle of light is God-light energy. It is pure consciousness. It is divine perfection. It is Source Creator. It is everywhere and nowhere. It is everything and nothing. This light, this circle of light that we have formed throughout the existence and existence, it is so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to its brilliance. It floods and saturates and bathes everything and everything. All of our brothers and sisters, the entire surface population, beneath earth populations, civilizations, eternally, inside and out. Deep, pure, eternal love. The highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. We begin to ascend, levitate up above the planet. As we do this, we're met with a gossamer field. This is trillions of little teeny reflective mirrors reflecting all of us to and from each other as one. Beautiful light-colored lights flickering and reflecting, filling this gossamer field ocean. All deep eternal love, gratitude. And we are met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we are met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor. Pure consciousness, pure deep eternal love, pure source creator. It cannot be violated from any external influence, source, power, anything existing externally. But only you have the power that if you choose consciously or unconsciously to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. This breach will allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. This is in hatred, anger, fear, frustration, anxiety, hurry, deception, manipulation, greed, ego. And if you do this, you do decide to do this, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds you, each and every one of us, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending back to pure consciousness where they're no more. They're gone. We then bring in the violet ray. This column reminds us that we bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We purify, cleanse. We restore the vibrational harmony and frequency of deep eternal love. We seal the breach. We are back into full balance of deep eternal love, source creation, pure consciousness. We then met with the golden white pink light. This column reminds us that we are this planet. We are the sky. We are the water, forests, everything. The sun sets, the sun rises, the rainbows. This is an infinite source of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And we are all connected, literally. You feel the flow through your heart, mind. The joy of it, the release, the elimination of the prison that you've created for yourselves in the mind, once and for all. Then we continue to levitate more above this planet, and as we levitate more above it, some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above them. We come across this massive crystalline light tower. It's larger than the solar system. We created it. Inside, you can't help but to see it. It's this massive oblong sphere. In the center is this beautiful golden white light, and then around it are just absolutely endless arrays of beautiful, spectacular, multicolored light, and it's all vibrating out, flooding everything softly like a mist or a cooling light rain, penetrating and saturating all of us inside and out, head to toe. Pure, deep, eternal love. Pure consciousness. And then we look at the top of it. We designed it so the golden ocean can come flowing down in 360 degrees every direction eternally. And it does, eternally. Flooding all of us, all of our brothers and sisters, this entire planet, inside and out, above and below. Completely. Deep eternal love. We are all drops of this golden ocean, and we all hold the essence of it. Well, we also see our meditative sphere. It said center circle. We created this sphere. All of us. All the off-worlders. All the civilizations. All existences. All part of all of us. For the liberation of this planet, this meditation. In this now. And this sphere holds over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Adding to it every day. Purest of deepest eternal love, gratitude, abundance, prosperity, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, all there. Flooding everything, all of us. You can feel it. You can see it in your motion picture, in your heart minds. It is undeniable. This is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. This is why the pure consciousness, source creator, God, higher self, all of it. Okay, there's no escape because you are it. There's no running because you are it. There's just love. And in your silence, in this meditation, understand, to acquire an out-of-jail pass, we must gift it to ourselves. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. the nose, out through the mouth. Move slowly. So take with you this. To acquire a get-out-of-jail pass, we must gift it to ourselves. Accept everything and everyone in life as part of this deep, sweet, holographic, infinite mystery. And in our acceptance, we stop feeling limited. We see how our imagination is co-creating everything, designing this entire thing we deem as reality. And then, and only then, can we understand what it takes